Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. It's been announced that the SNP are not going to bring back all the rules or any law or push or policy with regards to gender reforms. And it makes you wonder if perhaps that was one of the prices that Kate Forbes extracted for the acceptance of the deputy leadership, or the deputy first ministership, rather. And if so, well played. What a blinder, because we know it will absolutely massively annoy the Greens. But they have ruled it out. They're saying, no, it's got to be put to bed. It failed 3 times. It failed once when we tried it, failed once when it was refused, and it failed once at court. And it is pointless attempting to bring it back now with so little time before the next election. They don't want to waste time fighting a lost cause. They want to move on and do other things, I think. But it is, like I say, something that's going to annoy the Greens remarkably. And so it absolutely will help to destroy any kind of relationship between Swinney and the Greens, or the SNP in general in the Greens, which I think is a good thing. Because if the Greens are so antipathetic towards the SNP, then there may be the odd, vote here and there that the SNP will lose because they don't have the majority. Times are hard when you're a minority government. Let's take a look to see what is going on and what it holds for the future. Here goes. So John Swinney rules out bringing back gender reforms in the latest bitter blow to the Scottish Greens. The new First Minister confirmed that he would not be looking at reintroducing the controversial Gender Reform Recognition Bill, despite Humza Yousaf parking it with intent to ask a Labour government to accept it. Well, it ain't happening. It's gone. It's dead. This undoubtedly is down to Kate Forbes, and if so, well, fair enough, we'll give her that. She's done a good thing. If that is the cost, but you can imagine the little glum faces on the back benches where all the Greens are sitting there, sucking their teeth and seething. It's a joy, isn't it? John Swinney has dealt another bitter blow to the Scottish Greens by signalling that he will not be reintroducing the controversial gender reforms in Scotland. The Gender Reform Recognition Bill was passed by Holyrood, but was blocked by the UK government due to its impact on reserved matters. Also the fact that it was against both the European Convention on Human Rights and the 2010 Equality Act. Can't have it both ways. So away it went. And then, of course, Humza went, I'm going to take you to court. He went to court, spent bloody loads of money, and lost because, Humza the loser. And then sort of stamped his feet and went, and then sort of, all right, we'll try again later. No, you won't, mate. No, you won't. It was seen as a red line within the Butte House Agreement, forcing Humza Yousaf to take it to the Court of Session, where he suffered a humiliating defeat. He also spent about £230,000 of taxpayers' money on the case. And when you consider that the judge in that case was someone who's actually pro this kind of thing, it goes to show how bad the law must have been in terms of its legality, that even someone who would be sympathetic to it, a judge sympathetic to it, refused to allow it to go through. So it's pretty humiliating. You'd think, though, Humza Yousaf would be used to humiliating. Most of his life he's been humiliated, doesn't he? Anyway, the former First Minister had indicated that he would pause the legislation and await a Labour UK government who may let it pass, and with this supported by the Scottish Greens. However, now his replacement has vetoed it, pointing out that they have been told they cannot legislate in this area. It is beyond their remit, outside of their, ability. Speaking on Sky News, Mr Swinney revealed that he would not try and reintroduce the law. He said the reality of the situation we face is that the Supreme Court has said that we cannot legislate in that area and we cannot take forward that legislation. I accept the rule of law, and that's the position we find ourselves in. We cannot proceed with that legislation. He went on to say that I think what's most important thing is I can say to the LGBT people in our society, the Scottish Government is on their side and will be on their side. Has been on their side and will be on their side in years to come. Well, of course it is. The 2010 Act, 2010 Equality Act, protects everyone anyway. You don't need it. And it isn't the LGBT people in the group, it's only the Ts. The LGBs don't care. They're already protected. It's the Ts who want to get access to changing rooms so they can expose themselves to children, who you need to be worried about. Asked if he would abandon the GRR bill, he said, "We quite simply can't proceed with it. It's legislation that cannot be implemented, so we cannot take that forward." So he still hasn't said if he's going to abandon it. It's not hard. Yes, I'm abandoning it. He won't say that. Why won't politicians just answer a damn question? Anyway, this move will bring about more anger from the Scottish Green camp, who are already raging at the installation of Kate Forbes as the DFM. Co-leader Harvey accused Swinney of going back to the 1950s, which is clearly a load of horseshit, with his government choices, while Greer claimed that people were terrified. And then everyone who's gay said, "No, we're not. Only you, Greg. Only you, Ross." He said, "We're not terrified. You are. But then, you've been 10 minutes without a bit of bitty from mummy, so it's a bit scary for you out in the real world, isn't it?" With the Butte House agreement already finished, Swinney will not be forced into bringing the legislation back. The bill, which would have allowed trans people to legally identify as another gender without the need of medical certificate, was highly controversial, and with some critics claiming it led to the downfall of Nicola Sturgeon, and it was meaningless anyway, because 2010 Equality Act and my right to philosophical belief that men are born men and will remain men always and cannot change. That is my philosophical belief, and that is protected and enshrined in law. Good job. We'll finish there, we'll round off, and we'll come up. Right, if you take this few seconds now just to click that thumbs up button and help the video get out, because obviously, and I keep pushing this today, but until I can get hold of YouTube, it's going to be a bugger. YouTube are restricting for some reason. There is a lot of shadiness going on. Please hit the like button, and if you are yet to subscribe, please do so. And if you are subscribed, please check that you are still subscribed. YouTube are randomly unsubscribing. They don't like it. And if you look at the subscribers numbers, they are stalling. As soon as anyone goes in and subscribes, they're taking random ones off. They don't like it, and the push isn't out there. For some reason, this is what's happening, and I will be in contact with them. Anyway, much as I'm annoyed with YouTube, I'm pretty sure the Greens are equally, if not more, annoyed with the SNP. And so it will be nice to see those angry faces on the back bench as they look at this and go, "No," and scream into their tofu and sod them all. I'll finish there. Thank you very much for watching. Do keep an eye out for the next one. We've probably got a couple more to go. I'm probably going to do an extra one today because there's literally so many stories and I'm not going to get them all out. So maybe a couple more, but we'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching and goodbye.